is Kinsman always green?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, it's gonna green screen out no matter what.
Oh, that's true. You're gonna be.
Yeah, you guys aren't getting the same
That's
cam
right.
that the stream gets.
No.
But it is.
So
it
you're
is
basically just
green
gonna have a
screened
purple
out.
shirt.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
That'll be good. That'll be good for the stream.
I can't
Oh, man.
wait to-
Get a tweet out about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It turned your shirt blue, and then the writing's black.
That's so well. It's black because black background.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I forget that
Same
you're.
color as the background.
You're
So-
basically.
It
It's like you've got carved out on your chest.
Yeah.
I have.
It's nice.
This is how dedicated
So
I am
dedicated.
to convert to raid. How dedicated are you, Kinsman?
I am murdered in my chest.
You removed portions of my body.
All right.
Yeah.
Cough.
Yeah, I just can't get rid of that cough. It's
You
stupid.
know, poor thing.
Ah.
That's been not a good thing for you.
Oh, it has not.
So I know I'm not that old, but my class just started planning the 10-year reunion because it'll be next year. Will be the 10-year for high school, and I'm like,
Mhm.
hey, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. Good. Let's do this, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
My 10-year high school reunion was pretty good, and then that was the last one that we ever had. So I think people just get sick and tired of that crap. It's just like we're
I don't know.
done.
My dad went to his 50th.
What?
He went to his 50th. I mean, this was a number of years ago, but he went to his 50th high school reunion, and he was like, "Oh yeah, saw the same old people, and boy, those guys are looking really old." And I went, "How you doing?" Feeling kind of old. So, but he was like,
50
"Yeah,
years.
people were really starting to fall apart at 68." So it was like, oof. That's when it really starts hitting hard.
Yeah.
So let's see. In 3 years, I'll have my 20th that I won't go to. 20th?
No way. It's the 30th.
I was gonna say there's
30th.
no way I'm at like
30th.
15.
30th. Sorry. I
like, wait a minute.
I math real good. But it'll be 30 years in 3 years. Woof.
I was trying to figure out if we were closer in age than I thought, or you had just gotten held back a lot.
Yeah, I got held back.
How
a
that
lot.
was gonna
I
happen?
got held back a lot.
Because I think this year is 15 for me.
So, yeah, and I never have gone to them because I'm not talking to you guys for a reason, probably.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's like I don't
Right?
need to see you anymore.
So
I don't need to.
my last one was the most anticlimactic. It was 10. And it was the most, like, I've always seen on TV, people at these high school, oh, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Wow. Now with the advent of social media, it's like, oh, hey, that was like a really good looking cheeseburger you had last week. Like, how's Johnny, Jim, and Timmy, your kids? Like, that we all know about. And like, we literally just kind of all stood around, like, holding beers and like looking at each other really awkwardly. There was nothing to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that even back in the day when we had, I think we had a 5-year anniversary as well. We had a 5, a 10, I don't think we had a 15, but for the 5-year anniversary, it's like, so what are you doing? Well, I am back home with the parents. It's like, what are you saying? It's like,
I just graduated college a year ago.
I graduated college and I'm jobless and I'm living with the parents and everything's okay. So
It's like, yeah, at least at 10, you can start to see where like the popular kids are not as much of the popular kids anymore because everybody's kind of now on the even playing field of life. So, yeah.
Right.
The nerds have begun to take over.
Yep.
It's a
The
beautiful
nerds
thing.
are like the cool people. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like I sit in front of a computer all day long, and I am nerdier than anybody. And well, not as that, but it's like I was not the popular kid in school, and I'm like, yeah, but you go and you look at the things I do now. I'm freaking cool.
All right.
Shut up.
Sounds good. Chainmail lady.
Rocket League nerd.
Yeah. It's car soccer.
Car
soccer.
Car soccer.
How can you not like that?
That's
right.
That's what I call it for my 6-year-old. We call it soccer cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
And when I'm talking about World of Warcraft with the wife, we call it monsters.
Nice.
Just to make it easier. Are you playing monsters again? Yeah, I'm playing monsters.
I'm playing monsters again.
Whenever
I
I
raid
get
monsters
on my computer, Miles thinks I podcast now. So even if I just have to go type an email, I'm like, okay, Mommy's going to the office. He goes, oh, you do your podcast. I'll be quiet. I'm like, no, buddy, I'm not. It's not all the time. Not 24/7. But he now thinks anyone that's on a computer podcasts. Like that's just you don't own a computer.
It's true. That's what's happening now.
So now your name is Anarchtap, Pat. That's your name backwards. Anarchtap.
All right. All right.
And I'm Saluge.
I can deal with
all
this.
Right.
I can deal
what are we
with
doing?
I don't know. I don't know. Why don't we do a podcast?
Hey, let's do a podcast.
All right.
Okay.
Are you guys ready? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Everybody ready? All right.
Sure.
Awesome. Chat room, I'm not going to ask you because I'm going to ask you and then I'm going to have to wait 30 seconds for the chat to catch up and it's going to be really I can't words. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tired of wiping on the same boss for hours?
Insect.
Can't seem to win against that new druid deck?
My thanks to you.
Are your teammates not standing on the payload?
Quit lollygagging. Get on the payload.
Well, grab a drink and pull up a chair. This is the Game Case Show, your Blizzard Entertainment podcast. Here are your hosts, Cuddles and Turarts.
Hello, hi, howdy, and welcome to episode 90. Wow, 90 of the Game Case. I am Chris, also known as Cuddles, a brewmaster monk on Airy Peak in the Convert to Raid Guild.
And I'm Turt, a beast mastery hunter, also in the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak server.
This week, we're going to talk a little bit about our weeks in gaming, answer some questions from the Cuddle crew, and then we're going to be talking to two of the people that I respect absolutely the most, both inside Warcraft and in the podcasting universe. First of all, ladies first, of course, the wonderful, incredible, she has not only been a person in podcasting that I look up to, she's coached me. She does awesome and incredible things over on Tor and Think Tank. Jules, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, Cuddles and Turarts. Hi. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here. And with all of us as well tonight, we have the wonderful, the incredible, you might know him as Zug. He is the founder of the one of the founders of the Convert to Raid Guild, our former guild master, the host of the BattleNet News, the wonderful, the incredible, the buttery voiced Pat Crane.
Buttery. It's just like butter. Yeah. Hi, guys. Nice to see you.
Well, thank you both so much for taking time out of your extremely full schedule to hang out with us. How was your guys' week of life? Let's start with Pat.
It's been good. It's been better.
Yeah.
Well, I got sick last week, so I'm still recovering from a cold, and I still like the cough won't leave and stuff like that. Been run down, and then the wife put me to work over the weekend, and so now I'm physically tired, mentally tired, and still recovering from this illness. But other than that, I'm doing fantastic. So there. So I don't know. I went out with Jules earlier today for a wonderful lunch. It wasn't really wonderful, but it was good.
It wasn't. The food wasn't good, but we had a good time together.
Right.
We wanted to go to this amazing, soul food restaurant, and then we realized that we were getting stuck right in the middle of this huge, outdoor festival, and we were like, no, and just turned around and went, nope.
Right.
Yeah. So we completely noped out of there.
Then we went to our option B, which was way downgraded.
It probably should have been an option F or something like that.
Anyway.
We know better.
Sure.
If you guys don't already know, Pat and I work together for real. So we live in the same city and we see each other not very often. We work together, but we work out of our homes. So I actually had lunch with him and his wife today, and it was I haven't seen you in a week.
You're right. We hang out a lot, but just online.
Talk
so
every day, but we don't see each other every day. So yeah. So that was fun today. Yeah, it's been good. And he's been sick. So it's been Pat got sick the day that the Kickstarter went live. And it was just no, this is going to suck. This is really going to suck. But we managed to get everything done beforehand. And then he went and did his sick thing. Right.
What about your week, Jules? What have you been up to this past week?
This week has been pretty good. Just kind of coming down from the crazy rush of work that has to be done before the Kickstarter launches. And as I got teased earlier as chainmail lady, I've been making a lot of chainmail work lately, and kind of wrecking my hands a little bit, trying to keep my hands from not being all cramped up and crazy. I went to go play Overwatch the other day, and my hand was no. you are not going to play Mercy when you're trying to run around and your hand feels kind of cramped up. So that's the thing you need to know about doing chainmail, guys. It kind of wrecks your gaming habits.
Okay, and I would like to clarify for those either listening at home or here in the chat room, she is talking about actual physical chainmail with an extra L and an E. She's not writing letters to folks telling them that if they pass this letter along, their grandmother will not die and they will come into a small fortune.
Right.
I want to make sure that you got that letter I sent you, Cuddles.
I did. I passed it along to 10 of my friends. Hopefully I will have it now.
I made 10 copies of it in purple marker.
It's beautiful. This is not how you're supposed to use MailChimp. I'm just saying.
It's good.
Damn it.
Or what's the new Constant Contact? I don't know what people are using these days.
MailChimp, Constant Contact, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So why don't we dive right into what we've been up to this last week within or outside the Blizzard universe? Pat, Jules, why don't you two start it off? What have you been up to with gaming? And we'll go to Jules first.
Oh boy. I have been lame when it comes to gaming. I have to say, Overwatch and Heroes are the only two games that I've been really kind of digging into lately. And I've been playing with some of my lady friends on Tuesday nights, sometimes mixing in between the podcasts that we do. So I picked up Cassia in Heroes of the Storm and played her for a couple rounds. That girl is fun. She feels like Wonder Woman. I feel like I'm running around as Wonder Woman in a version of her.
Sure.
And then I'm loving Overwatch. Overwatch is my bae. I just want to it's just so much fun. I want to play Symmetra all the time. I love Symmetra. And Sombra, I want to learn how to play Sombra better because she rocks. So in terms of actual gaming, it's been 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 20 minutes there. I've watched a lot of esports though while I'm working. So yeah, so Overwatch Contenders was on earlier. I was watching that. And since this is a weekend off of HGC, the Heroes Global Championship League, I watched a lot of Overwatch. That's what I did.
Cool. Yeah, and I think that for me, I was playing a lot of Hearthstone this week. Really trying to figure out the new stuff. I mean, the latest stuff for Hearthstone. I really haven't had a chance to sit down and really kind of build decks and stuff like that. So it was kind of nice to do some of that. And so I have the Quest Rogue deck, which is either you totally trounce them, or you get to like turn 10 and you're like, oh, I'm not going to clear it. I'm never going to get the cards that I want. So, but I mean, it's all kind of like, because if you're a WoW player, you're waiting for the next patch. You're waiting for 7.2.5 to hit, and that's going to hit on the 13th, right? I think it's the 13th.
Yes.
So everybody's waiting for that to hit, and like, we're kind of done with the rating right now. We've been done with it for a few weeks, and so we just have been kind of like in this holding pattern of just kind of hoping that the next patch comes along sooner. So
Yeah.
But it's between Hearthstone and Overwatch that I probably spend most of my Blizzard time right now, and still doing dailies in Warcraft. So, just cause, and maybe thinking about alts for 7.2.5. Do you?
Are you doing that again? Are you going to change your alt again?
Maybe. So I have a shaman that's pretty much ready to go.
Nice.
Resto shaman. But do you guys? I know that we have a monk and a hunter here. What do you guys think about monks and hunters in Warcraft right now, as it stands? Cuddles, what do you think of monks right now?
So,
I mean, you're brewmaster, so you're tanking, right? So
I main my brewmaster.
Okay.
However, I don't actually. I main Cuddles out in Pandaria. He's hanging out with Lord Walker Cho. They've opened an artisanal cheese shop.
Okay.
And he is simply hanging out. I actually main a
Okay.
rogue. Although I will say it's beautiful out in Pandaria right now. There's none of that Legion crap going on. It's absolutely the brew is flowing. I would highly suggest.
Sure.
Rogue is a lot of fun right now.
Okay. All right. And Turards, you play Beastmaster?
Yes. Loving it. I dabbled in the survival, and I hate melee, so I was just like, nope, nix that right away. Marksman's fun. I like my pet.
So I played a lot of Hunter in the beta or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Harpoon is that not the best thing though? I mean, Harpoon is like the best thing.
That was fun.
It's like a reverse Scorpion. Get over here. It's more like, I'm coming over there. So,
I'm coming to you. No, yes. That was fun to play around with, but I just dibbled, and I'm like, nope, I can't do this.
and all the
I'm
traps and all the so cool.
I just can't. I don't know. My thing, I can't do that. But the Beast Mastery, I have my little Healy porcupine that I work so hard to get and miss that I just can't get rid of it. So I love the Beast Mastery. My damage is decent. I just don't have gear because I don't play as much as I should. As far as high end stuff, I play a ton. I haven't rated it all yet this expansion.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I've done LFRs. Let me tell you, they stink as much as I remember.
Right.
But no, I love the Beast Mastery. You are invincible basically if you play it right. Marksman's still fun, but
Sure.
it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Well, T, what you been up to in gaming?
I have actually been overwatching because, and we'll get to the Kickstarter later, but I'm actually streaming this year as opposed to last year for the Kickstarter. And loving Overwatch. I know maybe 4 or 5 of the actual characters' names. Otherwise, I make up my own name for them because I have no idea what's going on.
I love it.
I do. We're a PG-13 show. I can't remember. Widowmaker, yes. I didn't know what her name was. So I'm like the long-haired slutty chick that looked like she dominate you, I think is what I called her.
The Dominator, the Dominatrix. Gosh. No.
But I just couldn't think of names. And so, but we had a ton of fun. We did a round. Pat was in, were you in the round where we junk-ratted?
No.
Okay, we did a junk-rat round, and it was Solar. Solar was in that with us.
I just jumped in right at the end.
We bumped the speed up really high, and the cooldowns we decreased, and it was a mess and tires everywhere. But it's tons of fun.
Awesome.
I'm loving Overwatch. Sombra, one of the names I do know, played her. She's actually quite fun. I like that I can mechanically interrupt you and be like, ha ha ha, you can't do this now. I think that's Sombra. Is that Widowmaker? I don't even know. No, that's Widowmaker.
You're right. It's Sombra.
No, it is Sombra. Okay,
sneaky.
She is. No, it's tons of fun. I'm getting to that, so I'm going to be playing that definitely more. But yeah, that was exciting. And I didn't get play of the game, but I got the most votes at the votey thing you can do on Lucio on healing, which was totally a surprise because I don't usually heal, but Lucio and I have a connection.
Well, Lucio is pretty easy to heal on. You just stand next to people.
Do not take away my glory. Do not. No.
It's a great healing thing, especially if you don't want to actively heal.
You really do.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
But I think they were pitying me, so that's why I got the votes because I was finally on that screen, whereas like Kalani was on that screen every time for something. Kalani. But no, it was tons of fun.
See, now you understand the pain of all of us that would play against Kalani.
Yeah, I know.
And why I always put Kalani on my team.
I had, at the beginning, I put myself on the team with the powerful people because I was only level 2 when we started. So I was like, this is going to be bad. But then as I got the hang of it, I'm like, okay, I need to switch it up because I can't have Kalani and Solar or 112 played for a little bit. People who have stars next to their name, which means you're a big deal. So I know nothing. I just wing it.
Sure.
You're so cute.
That's great, though.
It's fun. I love Overwatch. That's what I did. It was tons of fun. And then, of course, the Kickstarter, just hitting F5 over and over.
That is a game unto itself.
This. But Cuddles, I'm gaming this week. What have you been up to?
Well, I got to join in for one of the Kickstarter streams and played some Overwatch, which was it's so great to be back in. I will admit, I thought that I'd been keeping up with Overwatch. I totally missed Orisa, and then she came in, and I got in the game. I was like, "What's this thing? Where'd it come from? Oh, look, a brand new hero!" And everybody's like, "No, she came out like 2 months ago. Where have you?" I didn't.
We're almost to the next hero.
Long. I know.
We're almost to the next hero already.
But super fun to get back into Overwatch. And I got back into Hearthstone. Got my card back at least for last month. Got back in a little bit already this month. Loving Hearthstone. Need to get more cards. But I was surprised at how little the meta seems to have shifted. At least with ladder decks right now. I was able to get in on some of my old decks with a little bit of changing, and I'm doing all right on the ladder right now. I'm like I don't know, around 15 or 16 right now. And that's with like just a couple of the new packs that they happen to give you. So pretty happy about that. Other than Blizzard, I'm actually heading out on Thursday. I'm going to be in Boston for 5 days. And so I've been playing Fallout 4 and getting a feel for post-apocalyptic Boston in case something happens while I'm there. I will be prepared. I know where the vault is and all the good loot caches. So I will be ready to survive in the Commonwealth if anything happens. But I think that'll about wrap it up for gaming this last week. Guys, why don't we jump into questions for the show, of which we do not have any. So I'm going to move right on. We'll dive into the meat and the potatoes. This is what happens when you don't read your own show notes, friends. You're like, oh, I'm scrolling down, doing the thing. Oh, crap, there's no things. What do I do next? It's fine. It's cool. This is what we do here. We're going to dive into the meat and the potatoes. Before we start talking about exactly why Pat and Jules are here this week, why don't you two just kind of tell us a little bit about yourselves in case there's someone that's been living under a rock and has no idea who you two are. Pat, why don't you start?
Sure. My name is Pat Crane. I do a show called Convert to Raid, and I actually have a new project for those guys that don't know. It's called Podcast Launchpad. And so over at podcastlaunchpad.com, it is kind of what it sounds like. If you are launching a podcast, go over there. Check it out. I wrote a free guide for people that really want to understand get the TLDR of the technical side of podcasting and what it takes to put together a podcast week to week. And I go through different recommendations on mics and software and media hosts and all these different things, and try to give you a very thorough, but not quite all the meat that you don't want to read, right? I mean, so it's like 30 pages of stuff, but it's like all the stuff. It's all the good quality stuff that hopefully will get you going and making your first podcast. And that's over at podcastlaunchpad.com. I've been interviewing a bunch of podcast producers for the podcast portion of Podcast Launchpad, which will launch.
Oh, meta.
The podcast for Podcast Launchpad will launch sometime in the next couple of weeks here. So looking forward to all the podcasts and the launchings that are going to ensue with that stuff. And now it's probably Jules' turn. I think my turn is forfeit now. Go ahead, Jules.
You forfeit on your turn.
Yeah, I think now it's forfeit.
I'm Jules Scott. I am the host of Torrent Think Tank podcast, and also co-host on the Slaying Demons podcast. I am also one of the guild leaders of the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak US, which was founded by Pat Crane based off of the podcast itself.
And others. There were many people that helped found that thing. So
yeah.
Yes.
So together, he and I help run the business side of the guild, and with that comes the party that we do at BlizzCon every year called the CtR party. As for me, I'm also, Cuddles mentioned it at the top of the show, I'm also a personal life coach and a chainmail artist that I make for, necklaces, earrings, that kind of thing. So TLDR, I'm a busy girl. But it's a great life. And Pat and I work together as part of Signals Media, which is his company that kind of houses all of this stuff. Podcast Launchpad, Convert to Raid, the party, and all the other stuff, and the guild and all the things.
And the guild and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So, yes. So, and so that's who I am. Pat and I are the ones that run the CtR party in terms of the managers, and Cuddles and Turarts are part of our illustrious committee of folks who take care of making sure that this thing happens.
That makes it sound like I do something. I would like to clarify, I do very little until the day of the party.
That's fine.
And then you do a whole bunch
put it out there.
So,
you know what you do, and I don't want you to discount it, because what you do is you give your entire evening to making sure that the people that are at home and who are at the party are being treated like royalty. And Cuddles is our host. He's our host of our live stream the entire time. And he does that for 5 hours straight with very few breaks. And he interviews a ton of people and makes sure that our people who back us at home are feeling like they're a part of it if they can't travel. And Turarts does all of the coordination of all of the streaming that we do to promote the party. She is one of the brainstormers behind a lot of the ideas that we come up with for the promotions for the Kickstarter. And she is the moderator extraordinaire at the live stream when she is at home, making sure that our prizes are being given out. People are having a good time. The conversation flows. These are tough jobs, people. And these two folks here work their butts off for us, and they do it on their own damn time. So that's why I got to give them props for it. You know, discount yourself.
Well, speaking of this party, I think Cuddles, if I remember, you said you had Jules on last year talking about it, but it was called something else. What the name change? It's kind of gone a couple different ways over the past 5 years. The CtR party.
I know. So okay, it started out as the Convert to Raid party. I mean, because we just were like, let's just throw a party. It's the first year. Who knew?
Yeah, we had just started the guild, and Pat's like, let's have a party.
We'll have like 100 people.
Yeah, we'll have 100 people. We'll just hold it in the 4th floor of the Hilton. It won't be a big deal. We're gonna have like 200 people max.
Exactly.
And then 1,000 people showed up. And that was really great. So then we moved down to the ballroom, and I had a grand idea at the time, and the Signals Media All-Star Network, I was going to make it into a big thing, and I was going to call it the Smash Bash. And so we called it the Smash Bash, kind of a Signals Media acronym type of thing. And then a bunch of bad stuff happened in real life to me. And so I couldn't really be at the helm of it. And so it all kind of fell apart. But I mean, it's the party still happened and people still had fun. And that was good. And that's when the Kinsman speech happened. That was the year that the Kinsman speech happened. And Cuddles, you're wearing the shirt. So, obviously it was enough to make a T-shirt out of.
And then, it was memorable.
And then after that, I was just like, you know what, Jules, why don't you take over? We'll see what's going to happen. And Jules was like, all right, we're going to make it something different because we want to make sure to welcome everybody as much as possible. And so then it was called Well Played for the last 2 years. And we realized over that period of time that people were still calling it the CtR party.
Yes.
It never changed. It never changed. People were still calling it the CtR party. People that were in the know, kind of closer to the folks of it, were calling it Well Played, and that's fine. You can call it whatever the heck you want. We're calling it the CtR party. All you really need to know is that a party's going on, and it's going to be at the Hilton. It's going to be in one of the ballrooms. We're going to have a ton of fun on the Friday night of BlizzCon, and we're going to try to make sure that everybody has fun, whether they're there or whether they're at home watching on Twitch. So that's really the biggest thing. I don't care what you call it. We're just going back to the CtR party because it's just easier that way.
Yeah.
Then it's convert to raid everything.
Screw it is, and we were on our way home last year from BlizzCon, and after the second year of having it as Well Played, and I was getting like all these people were like, the CtR party was bomb, man, it was so good, and I'm like, okay, you know what, Pat, we just need to stop. We need to stop.
Stop kidding ourselves. Let's just call it what it is. It's the CtR party. It's fine.
Well, and the reason why we had tried to change it was we were afraid that it was going to feel non-inclusive to people who are not part of the guild. But we hadn't had that problem at all. People were just like, it's a great time and you guys are so much fun and we love you guys. So going back to the roots was the right thing to do, especially on the 5-year anniversary of having this party. So that's the story.
Now, it's not the 5-year anniversary of the party. It's the 5th party. It's actually the 4th anniversary, but it's the 5th party.
Thank you, Mr. Technical.
It's a math thing.
What?
Because anniversary means that it's don't celebrate the first anniversary until right. You celebrate the first anniversary on the second party. So
this is the 5th annual CtR party.
So
yes.
The important question though, if this was a wedding anniversary, what would you get the CtR party?
Probably nothing. Because it was Well Played last year.
Oh.
What is the 4th anniversary? 4th anniversary. Time to look up.
The first one's paper.
Yeah, say
right. And the second one is wood, I believe.
Second one is wood?
I don't know. I'm
Kieran says you would get fans.
Fans.
I feel like I'm fanning myself.
So it looks like the 4th anniversary traditional gift is flowers.
Oh, that's good.
Go.
Isn't that nice? And the contemporary or modern gift is appliances. So bring an appliance. Everybody bring an appliance.
Do the appliance one.
I'll bring my dishwasher to BlizzCon.
That'd be great. Just like a mixer. I mean, like I could use a good mixer.
Like a nice KitchenAid with a few attachments.
Yeah, are you talking like a beater mixer or a tech mixer?
Yeah. I want to make
bringing
the bread.
One of the little hand ones.
I want the bread hook and the everything. Yeah, all that stuff.
That's awesome.
This devolved.
It really has.
Yep, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
One thing Pat kind of mentioned, the party's Friday night, but there's something else that's different about this Friday night compared to other ones. The time's changing a little bit. Yes?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So normally it was 7 to 11, and we thought, oh, that's pretty great because, whatever. But people want to stay later. They want to stay later. They want to stay up. And plus, you have all the action going on over at the convention center, like, because that's also the same night as like the cosplay contest and all that kind of stuff. So they kind of have this fan art. We'll just call it fan art of all sorts. As you know, they do like a judging thing and give out prizes and blah, blah, blah over at the convention center. And then that gets done at like 10. Mm-hmm. And people don't even find their way to the room until 11, maybe, you know? And so it's like, okay, well, let's make it go a little bit later. And then that way we can just, you know, hang out and chill. So it's good. It's good. And then we won't have to hear the DJ I hope they don't do the DJ again in the lobby.
I'm putting in my pitch to the Hilton to plead that we don't have a DJ. Because that would be wonderful.
We like, let's just, for those that haven't gone to BlizzCon, for some reason the Hilton in Anaheim thought that it would be a great idea to get a DJ. To even back it up one more step, right outside the convention center, you walk down. There's like this beautiful walkway coming out of the convention center. There's the Hilton on one side, the Marriott on the other. Somehow somebody rolled the dice and the Hilton became the de facto. Like, it's not even a question. You go to the Hilton, that's where everyone is.
And it was because of the bar. Yeah. It was totally because of the bar area. So they have a great, like, and it's right there. So, yeah.
And the Hilton decided, I believe it was last year. I don't think there was a DJ 2 years ago.
There was a DJ 2 years ago.
They decided that we're, instead of being nerdy gamers that are, you know, just getting out for the first time in quite some time and hanging out with our friends, we're actually Molly taking teenagers with glow sticks that want to hear DJ Thumpy Thump and not be able to have conversations. And it is overwhelming and horrible and loud, and I don't think anyone enjoys it. And it's actually starting to bring a crowd over to the Marriott.
Right.
So when we talk about that DJ, it's to plead them to please don't do it.
I know.
Please.
I don't need it. I don't need it in my life.
I'll tell y'all, even from doing from being fortunate enough to do a lot of the con circuit with the PAXs and DreamHacks and stuff like that for me this year, a lot of Twitch broadcasters and industry folks, like they have all these parties every night, you know, like Acer and I don't know, Corsair, and everybody throws a party because they want you to come and see their new swag and love them and buy their crap.
Right.
And they're all the same thing. Like, it's all like whoop, 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 whoop. And every single person has mentioned, I think, over the last year, like, the best party ever would just be like a nice little area like the Hilton Bar with maybe like some light jazz playing where we could all talk to each other and spend time together.
Right.
And that's all we want, because this is the one time a year we really get to interact.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why the party itself is the thing to do. Our music is not loud. We have ambient, you know, fun party music going on, but you can talk over it. Right. And there's bars right there. It's easy to get to them, and there's just lots of places to sit. So, you know, tons and tons of opportunity to get to know people and meet new people, because there's been a lot of people who have met new friends at the CTR party, which has been such a cool thing to see.
For sure. We've talked about the party a little. Well, I want to talk about the Kickstarter itself, because we have some amazing, some exclusives, some all over for everyone, basically, I feel like, things happening. Jules kind of pulled this all together 3 months ago now, 4 months. I don't know. I've been bugging you since like December, so I don't know when we actually got together. I've been bugging you for a while. And we started planning this, and I think we really nailed it out of the park this year. But what would be, I guess, one or two things that you would say highlight as like the tier or the thing that we have going on?
So I would say we've got a couple things going on this year that has been new and improved from the previous years. We have, and this was an idea that was put together by Sal and Turarts, and it has been really, really super popular. It's a coloring book that has been pulled together with community artists that are donating their line art. People like Zoe Zazu, Fabelina, Scott Johnson, Seppish. I mean, this thing is going to be a printed coloring book of community artists. You got to check this thing out.
It's
It is
pretty
so
rad.
freaking cool. And it's available on a single tier for $45. It supports the party. You get the coloring book. You get the ability to hang out at the party early if you're coming, or you can come to our live stream thank you event. We put your name on the website. You can also buy it as one of our add-ons, which is a really nice option as well. If you want to buy a different tier or you want to mix and match your pledge, you can do that with that. So that one is really, really cool. The other thing that I was really super excited about with us this year is that we got chainmail artists that came in.
Yes.
And so chainmail lanyards, if you haven't seen these, this is an example of one that I made. And they come in any color that you want, any style that you want. There are still some chainmail artists available. And if you support the Kickstarter, it will go towards the funding of the party. We also have what I think is one of my favorites is the early bird you and a friend package. Like if you're coming with a buddy, it has t-shirts, coloring books. You get all that stuff, plus you get it for kind of like a discounted rate from the other tiers because it's only $150, but it supports so much. And it's for you and a friend. And you guys get into the party early, you get all that great stuff. So there's all that. We have badges. We have Pat Crane is doing all of our he's doing all of our ringtones and text tones and some fun things for there. We're also giving podcast coaching by this man.
Yes.
Right.
He's giving like private lessons on podcasting. Like that's
Sure.
That man over there is a pro.
I can do that.
Well, you are doing it because you said you
Right.
would.
Right.
I could.
Hey, you want to talk about podcasting? Sure. I can definitely do that. I can sit down with you for an hour and talk about podcasting. That's cool.
Absolutely.
I will selfishly say, if anyone feels that the quality of this particular podcast should be improved upon, I'm just saying there'll be a link to the Kickstarter. You can give me some coaching from Pat Crane. I'm open to it. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, you could buy it. You could buy it for somebody else. That's been done before.
It has been done before, and it actually is being done this year too.
Yep.
And anything in terms of tiers, you can grant your prizes to other people. You just have to let us know that. The one thing I would say is if you've never been to the Convert to Raid party, go to our Kickstarter, which is at converttoraid.com/party. Watch the video that Pat put together. It explains a lot. It explains who we are, has tons of pictures of what we've done in the past. And I would say that it is a really good representation of who we are as a community and who we are, who we want to be, for you to have fun at BlizzCon. Like, seriously, this is what we want to do. This is what we provide for everybody. And gosh, I mean, if that wasn't enough, if you are a CTR community member, like we made some shirt designs this year.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I say I'm like crazy proud of what we did this year because we worked really hard to get them done. And because it's our 5th party, we're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of the guild, that we have a Raid Team alumni shirt. Any team that has been a part of Convert to Raid is listed on this shirt in a shield design surrounding our logo of the guild. Like, for serious, guys. Like, that is so cool.
Pretty cool.
And Pat, do you want to talk about the 5-year anniversary? We did the 5-year anniversary logo together.
So we did the 5-year shirt, and I call it the 5-year shirt, not the 5-year anniversary shirt. Even though it really is, it's a CTR guild shirt, really.
Yeah.
Although it's also talking about the party, it's also talking about a lot of things. So I mean, you can get it even if you don't care about the CTR guild. That's fine. You can totally get it. But it's very, we've been told it's very druidy, but we're getting back to our roots. So there are roots all over the place, and it's just this wild growth thing with with like this druidic ring of awesomeness surrounding it. It's all in fell green and it's very vivid. I think is the
yes, it pops.
what I would call it. And so it really pops out. And just this because we've all grown together over the last 5 years.
Yes.
So it's just this overgrowth of stuff. It's really cool. I like it a lot. So,
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that stuff is available on this, and it supports all of the proceeds go towards us making this party happen and for us to produce the merchandise that we are making for you guys. Yep. All of it. We take no profit out of it.
Correct.
Okay. I wouldn't normally do this. But Pat, if you're okay, are you okay with me playing this video and then including the audio in the final show?
Sure. Absolutely.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and play this video because it is that darn good.
Just remember to go to converttorade.com/party.
Yes.
To go to and then that will link you automatically to all the Kickstarter stuff.
Yes. And there's already a link for it in chat. If you need it again, just let us know. And there will, of course, be a link in the show notes. But here we go, guys.
It started with a show and became a movement, which grew into a community, and it celebrates with a party.
Hey there, I'm Pat Crane, host of the Convert to Raid podcast and founder of the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US. Since 2013, Convert to Raid has hosted the community party on your Friday night at BlizzCon, and we'd love to do it again, but we need your help to make it happen. And this is a big year too. It's our 5th party, and we're going back to our roots as Convert to Raid presents the CtR Party! We're planning to breach the walls of the Hilton Anaheim Convention Center on Friday, November 3rd from 8 p.m. to midnight. Party! So come one, come all. Meet with your friends and make new ones. Grab a drink and maybe you'll win one of our fabulous prizes throughout the night. And be ready to chat with pro players, podcast and YouTube personalities, and Blizzard staff and developers too. And if we hit our first stretch goal, we'll get a really cool, really huge photo booth for you and pretty much all of your friends as well. Party! Even if you're not going to Anaheim, we've got you covered with our continuous live stream on Twitch, so you'll never miss a moment. We've got a ton of reward tiers and add-ons this year. Please make sure to check them all out. Not only do we have some great new CtR gear, there's ringtones and songs from the podcast, and we've reached out to more artists and craftspeople than we've ever had before to make sure that you can outfit yourself online and in person as much as you want. With lanyards, badges, digital banners, Twitch overlays, and more. And you can even become the artist with our amazing adult-style coloring book with line art from the likes of Scott Johnson, Zoe Zazu, Fabelina, and more. And you can only get it through this Kickstarter. It's totally exclusive. Now, on the podcast and in the Guild, we've been creating a home for players of all kinds for years. And we even do that at our parties. Party! Welcoming everyone to our free event. And it's because of you that we've held our last 4 super cool parties. Thanks so much for your continued support of this incredible community event. And thank you in advance for making party number 5 so very, very special. We'll see you at BlizzCon 2017. Party!
We'll see you at BlizzCon 2017. Party on, dudes.
Oh my gosh, is it BlizzCon yet?
I know. Really.
All right.
Is it BlizzCon? Like,
I know. It's so great.
it was. I was the first time. The first time it said it's you did the little party. I was questioning it, but then it grew on me so much. It was beautiful. I realized the majesty of it. It was glorious.
Everybody loves that.
Well, my wife and I were watching Home, which is the Pixar movie with about the alien dude. Anyway, and so he sent out an email to everybody in the universe, apparently, and he said, "Come to my party, party, party." So I kind of tried to emulate that a little bit. So.
I did not even know that. That's awesome.
It's because it's dumb. This is how my mind works.
That's hilarious.
Such a cute movie.
But in that video, you got to see the 5-year anniversary logo or the 5-year logo, and all the different swag that people can get. And for those shirts too, the other thing to note is that we're not just doing guy sizes.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing women's shirts as well as men's.
Ladies.
So yes. So the ladies could pick up their shirts for ladies, not pick up like a dude shirt, which is I think kind of cool. So
yeah.
Or you could get a dude. It doesn't really matter to me which shirt you get, but you have a choice.
No, it was something that we were asked about previous years, and so our supplier, our vendor, is able to do that for us and work with us to do that. So we're happy to offer it. In that video, you also saw a long sleeve hooded T-shirt in there too.
Yeah.
Which I want really, really bad because last year we had a zip up hoodie or zip up fleece that was really great, but not everybody lives in cold or really stupid cold climates like we do. So like Cuddles doesn't live in stupid cold. So, but you could find use for a hooded long sleeve T-shirt.
I occasionally spend time in the frozen food section of my local grocer. That's like such an unpleasant experience for a Floridian. It's horrible.
Right. Bring your parka. We're going to the store. Okay.
Oh, so bad.
So the thing that we want to make sure that you guys know is that this party doesn't happen without your support. It's 100% crowdfunded. We really do appreciate every dollar that anyone gives us to make sure that this happens. And we are at this point 76% funded. Yes. And we are in our beginning of our second week, about a couple days in. We have about 30 some odd days to go, and we would love to get funded beforehand because we have really cool stretch goal ideas that are being planned. And so we, cart before horse, get funded before you talk about stretch goals, but they're coming and they're there. And so I want to
at least hit that. I want to at least hit that first stretch goal, because that first stretch goal is to get a photo booth, not like we've had at previous parties either, because normally we had a photo booth, and you saw it in the video as well, where it's just a few people you can hang and you can get a picture, or a few pictures like the old school photo booth, but for this year, we are planning on getting a very large green screen photo booth where you can, we haven't got all the details, but where you can gather with your entire raid team if you want, where you can take a picture with many, many people. You can surround yourself with your friends, and then you can put something cool in the background. I'm not going to say what, but it's cool.
It's very, very cool. And, the chat room is asking for Pat Crane in a kilt for the second stretch goal. You guys are going to need to get us $20,000 at least for him to consider it because he refused last year at 15. So I'm going to set the bar in public right now, $20,000, and you put Pat Crane in a kilt.
For just some time of it, maybe.
It doesn't have to be the whole night. You can put it on for 15 minutes. 20 grand, dude.
Probably have to get up on stage for that, and do a photo op with that.
15 minutes for 20 grand. You can do this.
Maybe, we'll see. No, Jules has promised, so I guess I got
20 freaking grand.
I saw I know.
I know.
It's 15 minutes of your life. It's going to be immortalized in pictures. We won't tell you that.
I'm just trying to figure out if I can like maneuver myself out of it somehow.
You can get meggings. Cuddles and I have talked about meggings before on previous episodes.
Meggings,
but you can get meggings, and then you won't have to worry about like the.
How about
as
a compromise? Could we bring you in at a lower price point for Pat Crane in a male romper?
Oh my god,
that
would be good.
You'd actually wear that over a kilt? What?
No.
I would wear a romper.
Not know that was a thing.
I want one. Yes, they have male rompers now. It's glorious.
I just found that out.
Yes.
I gotta check. I don't know if I want to check that out.
No,
I was gonna look it up online, but then it's like no.
You would wear a kilt over a romper any day.
Yeah. Probably.
You would.
Probably.
I
probably wear a kilt over Meggings just by himself.
One
Meggings
thing,
and
buy
a
you a
nice
pair of
pair of
Meggings.
suspenders.
they have
Yeah.
some pretty cool patterns with the Meggings.
Do you need suspenders with Meggings? Probably not. No. No.
There may be some people listening to us who, like myself, either has never been to BlizzCon or maybe can't make it. And one thing this party does that is unique is that online stream.
Right.
And we streamed the whole time, and we've had some pretty epic guests on before. Yeah.
Yes. And Cuddles, you can attest to all of them. But I know that we have Warcraft developers on pretty much every year. We have some really great people from the community, and sometimes even some pro gamers stop by and say hi. I know that Sloot's been in there, I think every year, and like Trekkie and stuff like that. Those guys come in and out, and so I mean we get a wide variety of people that come through there. Cuddles, was there anybody else that really sticks out to you as far as people that you've talked to?
A lot of the podcast personalities stick out. Scott Johnson.
Sure.
Yep.
Scott Johnson. Pretty much any podcast that you listen to from the Legend of the Innkeeper, the Hearthcast folks.
Right.
Garrett Weinsler from Angry Chicken has stopped by. Willie Dills has been on there. Celestalon. We got him last year. But I feel like all those names are really, really cool. And it's wonderful interacting with them, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. I was extremely starstruck the first time I sat down with Scott Johnson, and then extremely embarrassed the second time I sat down with Scott Johnson and John Jagger and didn't realize that they were doing a podcast together, and that was entirely what they wanted to talk about.
Nice.
And that was just
they just wanted to talk about core.
Yeah,
Yep,
and I kept on talking about the instance and Azeroth Round Table and totally ignored core.
Right.
But
Right.
My favorite interactions as a host of the live stream are the guildies, like Sparrow with the wonderful cosplay that she did.
Yep.
Getting Dairies on there, getting like the different raid teams that show up, pulling 112 and Thule, and just everyone that makes CTR what it is. The celebrities are cool. The glitz and glam is great, and I won't lie that I don't fanboy out at it, but I feel like the most special moments have come from speaking to our guildies, because that's really what makes this event so special, is our relationships.
Well, and that's really one of those things that I don't get a lot more of a chance to do. I really liked BlizzCon because I talk to people that I don't talk to, except at BlizzCon. Although I know about them throughout the guild, and like I'll type at them or something like that. I'll go, hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah, whatever. And but at BlizzCon you have a chance to really sit down and talk with people and get to know them a little bit more on a personal level, instead of just know what their tune is and how they play and whatever the case may be, what times they're on, all that kind of noise. And it's a super cool experience to be able to put a face with the name and just get to know them. And like the podcasters, I talk to those guys more than the guildies for the most part. And developers and stuff like that, they're great. They're nice folks. Don't get me wrong, but really it is the people of the Convert to Raid Guild, and actually all the different players that we know, just regular players. They just are like, hey, I'm coming to the show. Just thought I'd stop by. Hey, welcome.
Yeah.
What's your name? Let me, have a seat. Let's chat, And so it's just a really great experience. I really enjoy it.
So if you can't make it to BlizzCon, you get to spend 4 hours with me in a chat room, which is pretty fun. But then you get to watch all these interviews, and we do have prizes and giveaways. So if you're thinking, well, I can't go to a CTR party, why should I care? There's still a ton of stuff, and we talk about everything and anything in the chat room. We sometimes get we do get and not influence guests, but say, hey, can so and so come on, and that's happened. So it's still a huge community if you can't make it to still be a part of, and you get me.
And you get Turarts because, I mean, come on now.
and a bunch of other great community people as well. I mean, it's not just, I mean, Turarts is running the show, sure, but there are always names that I'm very familiar with hanging out in the chat room and chatting it up big time. So it's really great to see everybody in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because we know not everybody has the ability to travel to BlizzCon. And that's why we put together the live stream experience for everybody to do. We want you to feel a part of it. So if you're sitting there feeling like you're not really going to be able to be included in the CTR party, that is how we want you to be included, because we want you to be a part of the entire community, home and present at the party itself.
Yeah, it's funny to give y'all a little bit of insight, at least of my portion of it. I get to sit there for like Jules said, about 5 hours just talking to people, and she's asked me multiple times, like, are you sure you want to? Do you need somebody else? Do you need more breaks? Do you need, like, for me, I would be so anxious in the crowd. But looking at the camera and having a mic, like, this is something I do every day. I'm cool with this. Yes, I'm talking to 3 wonderful people, all of which have intimidated me at various levels, at various points of my career, but all of which I consider friends now, and probably still intimidate me a little bit. But it's such a unique way to experience the party and to be able to bring that to the folks that can't be there. I have been extremely fortunate, thanks in large part to the community that surrounds my stream, to be able to make BlizzCons. And I don't take that for granted. I wish that everyone could be at BlizzCon. And my honest desire is to be able to bring just for a few hours, be able to bring a little bit of that magic into your house and give you a little bit of the excitement and the hype and the love and the community that's going on, specifically in that ballroom for a few hours. And it really is a magical time.
It's magical. It is magical.
Magical.
So magical. You see, magic.
Disney is right around the corner. But for about 5 hours on a Friday night before BlizzCon, or of BlizzCon, that ballroom is the most magical place on earth.
We don't do fireworks though. We don't have the Disney fireworks.
That would take it up a level.
That would.
That would probably get us kicked out.
Here's our stretch goal.
Yeah, fire code might
halfway burned down the Hilton. That's probably a big.
What about sparklers? We give those to little kids. They have to be okay.
Nope.
I don't think we can.
We have to be outside for that.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, Pat, Jules, any closing remarks about the party, the Kickstarter, anything we haven't gone over, haven't asked?
ConvertToRaid.com/party. Go there if you haven't yet, and go check it out. I mean, if nothing else, I mean, you can see all the different artists that we have, that we've gotten art from, either the chainmail version or the line art for the coloring book. You can see more of that stuff over there. Check out all the different tiers and see what all the different rewards are. We've got a ton of different tiers and rewards. I think, Jules, you were saying that there was something like 30 some odd tiers or something like that because of the different artist breaks, because of all the different artist breakdowns and stuff like that, the way that it worked out. And check out all the different designs for the shirts and all that kind of stuff, and see what we've got coming up for you. So it should be a good time. And thanks to everybody that's already donated. We've had 60 backers already, and that's great. That's awesome. We still have about $2,500 to go until we're there, and we've got about that many days. We've got 25 days to
35.
To 30. Is it 35 days?
35. Yep.
To get it done. So let's get it done.
Absolutely. And, every dollar helps us. Even if you are feeling like, I can't I can't really donate at the high level. You know, $1, $5 moves the needle for us, and it's huge. So if we could have your support, it would be the world to us, to mean the world to us to have that. If you have questions about the Kickstarter, about the rewards that we're offering, please don't hesitate to message Pat or I. We're available on Discord, on Twitter. My DMs are open on Twitter, so you can send me a message if you have questions on anything. I'm happy to help with any questions about anything that you wanted to talk about. Yeah, we're super, super excited with this year's party. And we hope that everything will be funded and we'll be ready to go.
Should be a good time.
And if you can't donate, just spreading the word is a big help too.
Yes, if you're lacking on U.S. American financial currency, you can always spend your social currency, friends.
Yes.
Just tell your friends, retweet. Tell your grandma. Who knows? Maybe she wants to support it. She may.
Sure. Maybe she wants to gift you some stuff.
Yeah.
There you go.
Grandmas are wonderful.
Grandma, I want a coloring book.
Yes.
You know what you can get me for my birthday, Grandma?
Coloring book.
That's right.
That coloring book is pretty darn awesome.
It's the bomb, man. It is the bomb.
That was the idea this year. That was like the one thing. We wanted something that was really cool and special and that you could only get through this deal,
unique,
and it's
yeah.
that. So
I want it now. Like, oh, I'm so excited.
Right. Who doesn't?
So, guys, that is going to bring us to a magical moment of the show. Very special time where we're going to talk to these two wonderful folks. We're going to ask them, Pat, Jules, do you have any shout-outs? Pat, how about you?
Yeah, I always have shout-outs. So I'd like to give a big shout-out to, first of all, Cuddles and Tour Arts for just being a great part of the community. And I would also like to give a big shout-out to the entire CTR Guild. Because you guys make the Guild what it is. It's a super special community to belong to. And thank you guys for all your support over the years, and for your continued input into this this creation that I thought was going to have maybe like 100 people in it.
Right.
So it's like, maybe we'll get 100 people. No, instead we're, how many thousand is it? It's
6,000.
somewhere around.
Yeah.
But it's like 8,000 characters or something like that. And it's crazy. So you guys are knocking it out of the park. So, and to all the officers and everything like that, thank you guys for all that you do on a daily basis for the community. It's great. Okay. Jules?
I want to give a shout out to the planning committee of the CTR party, which includes these three, Pat, Turarts, and Cuddles, including also Kalani, Sal, Carolina, Briner, and Battle Panda, Afro Horsey. Who am I forgetting? And Ivalani. And these are people who give their time for free, and a lot of it. It doesn't happen overnight to plan the things that we plan for the Kickstarter and for the party itself and all that. These folks are incredible, and I could not do any of this without their help. So, yes. So that's my shout out. It's all you lovely planning people.
Aw. T, what about you? Any shout outs this week?
Shout out to the CTR community. This Kickstarter is such a huge deal. We put a lot of work into it, and you guys don't get annoyed. At least you don't tell us you're annoyed as we spam and tweet and retweet. And to those of you who are participating in the live streams that I am hosting, because they're fun and they help spread the word and everything, shout out to that. And everyone who's donated so far and who's just looked at it and taken the time to listen to us talk about it. We really do care about this, and it's a big deal. And we appreciate just you guys being here and sharing the joy and the love that we have with this. I think that's it.
Right on. For my part, first and foremost, thank you to Pat and Jules for taking some time to come on the show and talk about this amazing party that really is not just mine, but I know a lot of the community, and even outside of the CTR community, it's the highlight of BlizzCon for a lot of us. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So thank you all for putting this on, and thank you to everyone that comes to the party. whether it's in the chat room or whether it's physically in that ballroom with us. You guys make this magic happen. Jules and Pat and T and I and the rest of the planning committee can only we're just planning a thing. Like, people, if nobody showed up, it would be really silly. So look at this awesome ballroom that we have, and like I'd be dancing in the corner.
It's just for like 10 people.
Yeah.
Let's just.
It's
And we have
very
2
exclusive.
bartenders. It's all the drinks.
That might work out.
No, it's not.
That is the correct ratio of people to bartenders.
Sure.
10
sure.
to 2.
Yes.
No, but it really is a wonderful time, and thank you especially to Jules and Pat for allowing me to play my role in it. It's a lot of fun, and it's truly an honor to be able to host the live stream.
It's a good time, and thanks again for doing it. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Welcome. Now, this brings us to another magical part of the show, a wonderful time where I get down on my virtual knees and I beg and I plead for those all-important 5-star iTunes reviews. Now, guys, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave 5 stars for the Game Case show over on iTunes. If you do, we'll give you a shout-out. If you didn't like it, this is where I normally make up a fictitious podcast name, make fun of it, and tell you to give them 2 stars. But I will tell you right now, if you did not like this show, go to converttoraid.com/party. Go to the Kickstarter, buy the Pat Crane podcast coaching tier, and then maybe I'll sound half as good and be even a fraction of the podcaster that Mr. Patrick J. Crane truly is.
Patrick J. Crane.
Sure, Jay. Why not?
Why not?
It's fine.
It stands for Josephat. It's
right.
It's a family name.
It's right.
Yes.
Totally.
But Pat Jules, where can people find you on the internet?
On Twitter, Pat Crane with a K, and then converttoraid.com those are the big ones. Jules.
Jules RPG on Twitter. You can find me on Torrent Think Tank at Torrent Think Tank or torrentthinktank.com. Converttoraid.com/party. That's the big thing.
Right on. Well, that is going to do it for the show. Thank you so very, very much. Chat room, thank you guys for hanging out. Pat, Jules, T, say bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to The Game Case Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. You can find Cuddles at The Game Case, Tourarts at Tourarts, and you can find the show at The Game Case Show. Join us live Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/thegamecase. Archived episodes are available at youtube.com/thegamecase. The theme music for the show is Celtic Impulse by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.
Let's jump back.
Practice that fidget thingy that you showed me.
You know what? I tried
the
to make
fidget
it and it failed.
What?
I
Fidget
tried
spinner.
to make it and it failed. I have to figure out why. I think it's the ring sizes. I was so pissed. I spent 4 hours trying it
Aw.
and it didn't work.
Aw.
Well, I think once you collect yourself and you figure it out, because you will.
I know. I'll have
What's
to
that?
figure it out because
Oh, is it? Oh, you
that
got
one
it.
of those little fidget thing is. I know those.
Cute.
That's where it started. That's where it all started.
Good Lord. I thought these were so silly until I picked one up. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I was meant to do with my life.
I
Wow.
was meant to sit in my gamer chair and I meant to click things.
Yes. And that's it. It's either the switch that's so annoying to anyone around you but feels so good. That might be part of it. Or that there's a little ball that like it spins, which I thought was really cool, but it depresses just a little and clicks. And that is, I don't know why, but I love that. It's calming.
It's so satisfying.
And you know what makes me it calms me yet angers me, because someone is living in a house bigger than I will ever get the privilege of walking into in my life.
And they
came up with this little
and
thing.
they have modified your behavior.
Yeah.
Do you
changed my
feel
life.
well, I mean, but it modified your behavior so that you want to pick this thing up, and it's made you addicted to the thing. It's this person that's living in this mansion up on the hill is sending down these really, I kind of want to call it clickbait, because you can click stuff and whatever, but they've made you addicted to this thing, and you have to pick it up like every so often and do stuff with it, and they've made you rely on it as a part of your life. So think about that.
Clickbait is calling you.
Clickbait.
You put it down now.
Clickbait.
That's the actual clickbait.
That's genius.
So there.
That's hilarious.
That's absolutely genius. I do want to ask you something real quick, because we got a couple people still in the chat room that
Sure.
I know some of them are going to be at BlizzCon, and I meant to ask this during the show. But what do you guys have any advice for folks that are coming to BlizzCon for the first time?
Yeah. Make sure to go to all the social things around it. I mean, really, BlizzCon's great. Like the con part of the con is great. It's fun. It's always good to get in there and mix it up with the games and stuff like that. But it doesn't really mean as much, at least in my opinion, without that social aspect. And you got to go to the parties. You got to go to these parties, because there's a bunch of parties all over the place. But the Hilton is going to be a big landing spot for a lot of folks. Both in the bar, and there's Con Before the Storm, which is the Thursday night. Then there's our party on the Friday night. So you can get pretty much all of your social activity just in the Hilton alone if you want to, but that's not the end of it. There are a bunch of parties all over the place. Yep. And now you get the different hotel bars, all of them are becoming busier and busier. Just in general, because of the stupid DJ in the Hilton. So,
yeah.
There's opportunities all around that place to get out and meet people, and especially at like our party, come out there, because we welcome everybody. It's totally free, and you will meet somebody that you actually genuinely think is a pretty cool person. I'm not saying that they're going to become your best friend or anything like that, but you'll go, you know what? That guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's always good. And I think that social aspect is just so important for the con.
I agree. If you've never been to BlizzCon before, a couple tips that I have: get a phone charger, a battery charger for your phone. Make sure you have it with you. Make sure you charge
it. Bigger one than you think you need.
Because
Sure.
you will probably charge your phone multiple times in a single day. Make sure you're wearing super comfortable shoes, because you're going to walk 10 times more than you expect you will. And comfortable shoes are a must. And
when I'm there, I walk probably anywhere between 15 and 20,000 steps.
Yep, at least. And it's just because you're going everywhere, and the con is huge, and you're walking back and forth from stuff. And have fun with introducing yourself to new people. One of the things that we hear a lot is, like, if you have someone that you really want to meet at BlizzCon, like you really want to meet Cuddles. You see Cuddles across the way at the Hilton, and you want to meet him. You want to say hi to him, but you're not sure what to say. Just walk up to Cuddles and say, "Hey man, I really like your show." Sure. Because I guarantee you that he wants to meet you. And
if anyone out there likes my show, please let me know. Anyone. Really.
But the thing about it is that there are so many, I've heard stories of so many people who have been afraid to walk up to someone that they've really wanted to meet, because they were afraid of doing so, or embarrassed, or not knowing what to say. And I will guarantee you that all those people who are at BlizzCon want to meet you They really, really do. And so make sure, if you see someone who you admire, go up to them and say hi. Just say hi.
Right.
I'm Jules. It's nice to meet you. Because I think that is a tragedy when someone misses out on meeting someone that they really want to meet.
And we've had I think it's happened more than once where somebody who is kind of an introvert comes to BlizzCon and really forces themselves into a social situation. And I think that they have a better time because of it. Like they amp themselves up enough so that they can have conversations with people, go up to people and say hi. And, it's tough for those types of people. And I'm kind of that way myself, especially in the larger the crowd gets, the more I'm like,
yep.
I don't want to bug somebody or whatever. But do it. Force yourself to go and say hi and do things like that, because you'll meet the people that you want to meet that way, most likely. It could be mistaken identity, I guess, but but most likely you'll meet some of the people that hopefully are people that you respect and in the podcasting world, or developers or pro gamers or whoever they are. Yeah. So go up, say hi, or like the cosplayers, go up and say hi to the cosplayers and just say, I love this. Can I take a picture with you? And they will say, absolutely. Because that's why they do it.
Yeah. 112 says, remember my first BlizzCon 2 years ago. I do remember that. I do. I know it's intimidating. There's so many people and there's so much going on.
How many people is it? Is it 25, 30,000 people, something like that?
27, somewhere in there.
So that's with tickets.
Yeah.
Plenty of us show up. I'm showing up this year without a ticket. I did last year without a ticket.
And even if you don't have a ticket, you can hang out with Cuddles, and because the con is the con, right? Yeah. The con is the con, and you can get all that stuff off of the DirecTV, streams afterwards or whatever. And so, but you can't get that social side of things, and you can't, I think it's just so much fun around the con.
Yeah, I literally just said someone who said to me, I'm not coming to BlizzCon because I don't have a ticket. But they back the CtR party. They wish that they could go. And I'm like, is the only reason that you're not coming to BlizzCon because you don't have a ticket? And he said, yes. I know for some people it is, I can't afford to go. And I get that. But if they can afford to go and are saying no because they don't have a ticket, I'm automatically going to say, make your plans to come. Make them to come. Seriously, if you can afford to do it, if you can swing it, yes, it will happen. Right. And, and there are people who are giving up tickets at the end. So if that's the only reason that's stopping you, come to BlizzCon.
Yeah. And guys, if you're LF
BlizzCon. Draven was one of those guys that like totally stepped up his game in BlizzCon and was just like, yep, I'm going to step up my game. I'm going to do this thing. And he had some amazing selfies that I didn't have anywhere close to those.
Draven had more pictures and selfies with people, and I'm like, I didn't even know that person was in the bar.
Right. And I think he was just going up and saying, "Can I take a selfie with you?" Okay.
Yeah, that was better than I did for sure.
Yeah, right. I barely take any pictures when I'm there because I'm always just like chatting with people. So
me too.
It's fun. Good time. Sorry, Cuddles, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I don't even remember anymore.
We were very vocal. Sorry.
No, this is great because I remember the first time. I don't know, Pat, the first time that I ever got to speak with you in person, I was terrified. And part of it was just sitting next to Pat Crane and hearing that voice that's been in my ears so many times. And I think it even said that. I was like, it's so weird that you're just sitting here and I had that same surreal experience with Marconan and Jules.
Yep.
And
yeah, it's definitely weird.
People have said that to us, and they're like, I've heard your voice so many times, and now I'm seeing it come out of your mouth, and it's just that it's a surreal thing, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't understand that. It's like right here.
I'm seeing your voice come out of your face. What? All right.
The first time I met Pat in person live was when we went to your house at that second Minnesota meetup, and
Yeah.
Matt and I sat in front of your house. It was probably like 5 or so minutes of me being like, nope, can't do this. He's like, Amanda, they're gonna notice us sitting out here. Like, we gotta go in. But no, I was terrified. I was like, nope.
It's always weird meeting somebody that you only know from a podcast or from online gaming or whatever the case may be. That first in-person meetup is always kind of weird.
But we're big nerds. Don't worry.
But
about
I mean, if you go to BlizzCon, you just know that it's going to happen. I mean, it's absolutely strange, but right after you meet the first person, everything else melts away. You don't care about it anymore. You're just like, oh no, I'm here. I'm in the zone. Screw it. I'm just gonna be a part of it. So, it's good.
Huge thanks. And special. I'm gonna include this in the podcast as like bonus after show content.
Sure.
This is great. Mark Honan. I was about 3 steps. I had met a few people that I knew, because I was staying with some random monk friends at a monk house. So I'd met those guys.
It was very monkey.
It was monkalicious.
They actually had a monkey. It was weird. That's how monk it was. Okay, go ahead.
No.
There was. He was a capuchin. He literally pooed everywhere. They're cute until they start pooing. It's very odd.
And then they start whipping it around. It's real bad news. Okay,
that's
go ahead.
entertaining. As long as you stay out of the way, that's very entertaining. But
Sure.
no, I think I made it probably 5 steps within the Hilton before this big cuddly Arkansonian guy wraps his arms around me. And embarrassing story of the century. Marconin is hugging me. He's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you." I had just had 2 In-N-Out burgers and had been on a plane all day, and I was like, "Don't squeeze me any tighter. Where's the bathroom?" Like, I gotta find a bathroom.
Story.
That was literally it. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, don't squeeze me. And then I came back and I hugged him, and everything was great. And it was just, guys, if you can get out there, there's LF BlizzCon, there's CtR, there's so many ways you can find a ticket if the purpose is financial, and that's a thing for a lot of people. And that's okay. Come to the live stream. That's what we do it for. We'll give you a little slice of BlizzCon as best we can.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure we could talk for another multiple hours, but we told Pat and Jules that this was an hour-long podcast, and we're now creeping up on 2. So out of respect for their time as busy people that do wonderful things, I think we're going to go ahead and call this. Chat room, thank you so much. Jules, Pat, Turarts, thank y'all so much.
Our pleasure.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great night.
Bye.